Stanley, Jim Blaney, Jack McInerney, Kenny McReynolds, our U2 Sports crew. Loyola trails 7-0. They have a 3rd and goal, and Providence won. Clifford, hands off, touchdown Loyola. Mark Nickel.
Good job right there. They go to the bigger back. They take out Laja, who was only 165 pounds, and they bring in their goal line back, and he does a nice job of pounding in there behind the offensive line and did a real good job right there, getting a good push. Jack Maroney, Jack Demisha, Carlin, Bedvoniak, and Murray at front 5 for Loyola. That was a touchdown in their favor right there. Good push against the Providence front.
Kurzadlowski in to attempt the extra point to tie it. 7-7.
Well, we talked about turnovers and taking advantage of it. Good teams do that. They go down and score. Now, in that loss that Loyola had to Brother Rice, Jim, they lost 16-13 at Brother Rice. They actually held Brother Rice to 110 yards, but Loyola had 4 turnovers. They lost 2 fumbles and 1 kickoff and 1 punt return. That's how they ended up losing the ball game to a good Brother Rice team. Right there, good job by the offensive line, the right side of the offensive line, making that big push to get in there, Bedvoniak and Murray.
If you weren't with us last night, we saw Brother Rice play Mount Carmel, and the Crusaders have a very good football team. Crusaders are 2-0 in the Catholic League Blue. Providence is 2-0 in the Catholic League Blue. St. Rita 1-0.
Good shot right there. Coach John Holisek has done a tremendous job here at Loyola in his 9 years.
And there is Mike Kurzadlowski, the latest in a long line of brothers who have kicked here at Loyola. And he can't get the ball to stay on the tee right now, dealing with that crosswind, so he's going to have to get a little help here. I'm going to say right now, the team that can get together a long drive on their own without the benefit of a turnover may be the team that wins this game, because the only scoring we've seen has been off of turnovers.
Well, in the open, Jim, we talked about in big games like this, turnovers and field positions, in many cases, special teams are the big factors that make the difference.
And we take these kickoffs for granted many times, but trust me, they are huge in this game.
You know, we'd be remiss if we don't touch on the fact that that this field is named after John Herster, who did a fantastic job and won a state title here in 1993 and also came in second 2 years later. But the field is named after John Herster, who we lost rather suddenly at a very young age. And he was just a fantastic coach here at Loyola and really did a great job. And ironically, his son now is the head coach at Oak Park River Forest, who is having a great year.
They are undefeated, and they are playing Glenbard West, another undefeated team this afternoon.
And the difference maker over there, I think, would be the fact that Glenbard West has natural grass. It might slow down Oak Park.
Again, they avoid getting into the deep end, but this goes to Nate Vovoda. This could be a little dangerous. Vovoda has a nice return going. He's across midfield. He's got 2 guys to beat. He gets taken out of bounds. Finally, by Sam Taylor. And so you kick it short, but you give it to a guy who's used to running in the open field.
That's a very good point, Jim. And interestingly enough, Bedoya was recruited after people were looking at the tape of Boykin. He got an offer from Miami of Ohio, but he always wanted to go to the University of Iowa. And after they saw the tape, they offered him, and now he's committed to the University of Iowa. Of course, they've had some outstanding tight ends there for years now. They'll put a lot of meat on him over the next few years. Probably the next time we see him on television, he'll be about 265 pounds.
What a stick. Warfield couldn't even get going before he's dropped in the backfield by Mark Nickel, who also has the only touchdown for Loyola today. That's a loss of 4 yards. 2nd down and 14 coming up from the Loyola 36.
That's reminiscent of the very first play that Providence ran in this game. He made the same exact play coming from the backside, coming down. Watch him come down the line of scrimmage flat. Right there, he comes in from behind the play. Not to the point of attack, but behind the play, and makes the big play.
If Loyola can force a 3-and-out here, it would be huge. Providence with a great scoring opportunity. Hunterford wants the ball. Finally gets it. Has to dump it down short. Boykin made a great catch by reaching behind to grab the football. Nickel got him first, and then Boykin was taken down by Ben Leroy. It's a gain on the play of about actually 8 yards, but it's going to be 3rd down and 6.
I think actually that was an audible because he was a hot receiver. That linebacker stunted and he just filled the void where he was at. He dumped it to Boykin.
Marcus Sovic goes in motion. Now he's slot left. Hunniford back to throw. Here comes the rush, and he's taken down for a loss at the 38-yard line. Another big play on defense by Brian O'Brien.
Well, that's been going on all day. John Holisek, the offensive coordinator, just making change-ups with the stunts out of different looks. Can see he gets pressure out here, but here comes the linebackers up inside. Brian O'Brien filling that void up the middle.
That takes Providence out of field goal range, absolutely, and it really puts them into no man's land where they're going to go for it on 4th down and 15 from the 37.
Well, this could be a screen or a draw right here.
Vovoda is wide right, Boykin wide left. It's a quick kick. And it will be taken and dropped, but it looked like the Ramblers got it back. We now have seen 2 of those, and each time we've seen Providence, we've seen that. I don't know if we'll get to see the onside free kick, though, that we saw when Mount Carmel played Providence.
Well, that would have been one heck of a play right there. Had he lost possession of the football and Providence got it back in a quick kick, that would have... You can see right there, you got a versatile quarterback that can do a lot of different things. But right here could have been a difference in the ball game.
Neither team has been able to go on a long scoring drive at any point in this game. But if Loyola could do it here, they might very well put themselves in position to win the game. 1st down and 10 from their own 22. Clifford can't find anybody open. Now we'll start the run, and he has a little bit of room. He'll take it up to the 28-yard line, so it's a gain of 5 of the play. 2nd down and 5 coming up. Tackle on the play for Providence made by their middle linebacker, Jimmy Sharkey.
He really wanted to go deep on that one to Piscala with that little pump fake, and Piscala made a little turn move and then broke back up the field, but good coverage there by the Providence secondary forced him to pull it down and scramble.
The linemen get the call from Clifford. The receivers all stayed out. They're stacked up on either side in pairs. Read option. Clifford will keep it. Really has nothing to work with here. And he'll be taken down for a loss of 2 yards back to the 25-yard line. 3rd down and 7 coming up.
Just an outstanding job by the front of Providence right there. They don't fall for the fake. They come outside, and they just have great pursuit coming after him. You're not going to get downstate and win a state championship with just an offense. You've always got to play good defense. And Providence, that's the unheritable part of their team right now. Their 5-0 record is getting all the accolades on the offense, but this defense plays extremely well.
Sokola works in motion. No receivers to the left. Clifford rolls to the right, fires behind Sokola, the intended target. Getting a hand on it for Providence was Dan Miller, who has 1 interception already today.
They're really lucky they didn't get a holding call there as they're spreading out the offensive tackle for Loyola. He had a real good handful of shirt of Providence there. Good stop by Providence right here. Now they're going to get good field position.
That may have been the last chance we see in this game for a really long drive without time being a factor. Providence should get good field position out of this. Nicolau, again, a little low-line drive, gets a favorable roll, and it will continue to roll and roll to the 32-yard line. The punters have done a nice job today.
They really have under very adverse conditions. Not only the moisture on the ball, but the wind. The wind has been very directional.
Game tied at 7:52 left.
This is not the game that I thought we were going to see.
No, but it's been just a wonderful football game to watch for just good fundamental football.
What it is, it's a real strong Catholic League football game. Very physical, a lot of very good defense being played.
And it's almost like, Jack, when the offenses get yardage, the defenses get upset about, then they come in the next 2 plays and it's tackle for loss, tackle for loss. Warfield will carry it. He breaks through the initial surge and he gets taken out of bounds after a gain of about 7 by Mark Dowdle.
they've really kept him under wraps today. And, you know, after that big game that he had last week against St. Rita, Loyola's done a nice job of keeping the running game down to very little, but they're going to need him in this drive with 7:45 left.
Second down and 4. Warfield, nothing there. He's taken down by Ben Leroy.
That's just good penetration by the defensive front 3 and 4 of Loyola. What they do is they stack up the offensive linemen, because that play is designed to be a zone read where he finds a seam, and he can't find the seam with those linemen tying up the offense, and then the linebackers filling.
Third down and 4. From the 38-yard line. Hunterford has a screen set up, and it's knocked out of the air before it could cause damage. Tom Dreyer makes the play. Providence will punt with 7:09 to go.
What an excellent athletic move right here, putting pressure on there, but having enough athleticism to get up in the air. And that would have been a big play for Providence because it was well set up. They couldn't get it by Tom Dreyer, and he must have been motivated by your talk with him before the ball game.
Certainly wasn't the kiss of death that it normally is. Zach Pitch will punt it away to his good friend by now, Aiden Walsh. Good kick by Pitch. Walsh calls for a fair catch. He dropped it. It got away from him for a moment, but he got it back at the 31-yard line.
These young men, fundamentally, when they're waiting for a fair catch, they got to move their feet and get their feet underneath their body. They end up reaching out for the football, and it's going to be a tough catch anytime you do that.
If I had guts, Jack, I would pick the 2 punters as the players of the game today because they've really been good.
They've really kept their teams in the ball game and given each team relatively good field position.
Now it's Loyola's turn. They'll start from their own 31 this time. Both teams have all their timeouts. Clifford wants to throw quickly, and he does. He got it to Biscaglia, and he's up to the 38-yard line. That's a gain of 6 on the play, 2nd down and 4.
It's kind of tough to give up a big play for anybody because these defenses are doing such a solid job. The fronts are putting pressure on the quarterbacks, but the really interesting part to me is both secondaries for both teams have played extremely well. You don't usually see that in high school games. There's usually a breakdown somewhere, but in this game, both teams have played extremely well in the secondary.
Roll out by Clifford. He has room to run if he wants it. He'll take it. Boy, Jack, he shouldn't have slowed down. He should have made a beeline for the sidelines. He might have gotten the first if he had done so. Instead, he's taken down just shy of the, well, wait a second here. Where are they going to mark it? They'll mark it at the 42, which is right where he needed to get to. Let's see. First down, yes. They gave him the first down. I didn't think he had gotten it.
I didn't either.
He was tackled by Brendan O'Hara.
Well, he was on that rollout. He was waiting for Bobby Walker to break free, and what happened was the linebacker wasn't letting loose of Bobby Walker to free him up, and so that's why he ended up tucking the ball and running.
When will Kurzadlowski begin to warm up? Daralaja had some room right up the middle. He'll take it to the 47-yard line. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Clock moving, 5:43 left in the 4th quarter.
This has been a good play for Loyola all day long between the quarterback and the tailback on that option read. And it's been most successful with the quarterback keeping the ball after the fake, but now what's happening is the linebackers are starting to slide out and take the quarterback because they know that they've been successful prior to that. Now it's opening up for the running back up inside.
We have movement in the Loyola bullpen as Kurzadlowski starts kicking. Laja trying to run out wide, and he's dragged down from behind by Brendan O'Hara. Got back to the original line of scrimmage. It's now 3rd and 5.
I'm very impressed with the linebackers of both teams. They're very, very active. Brendan O'Hara, for example, is 6'2", 225, and he just really runs down a much smaller, more elusive running back. If you look at the set physically, look at the physiques of both linebackers from Providence and Loyola, they look like college linebackers.
On 3rd and 5, Clifford will fire. He has a complete. Bobby Walker, his first catch of the day, results in a first down at the Providence 42, 4:38 left in the fourth.
Good job of play calling by the offensive coordinators. Both these teams are just so extremely well coached on both sides of the ball. At every position, the breakdown assistant coaches have done a great job.
Laja and Walker in the backfield. Loyola, they can get close enough for a field goal and trust Kurzadlowski. The question is, will he get an opportunity, or might they even just take it into the end zone? That's a gain of 4 to the 40-yard line. 2nd down and 6 coming up.
Again, first down is so very critical, and more so in a game like this, because then it gives you a little more operation and movement in that playbook for those other calls after that.
As we start to maybe anticipate a field goal attempt, just remember, it's really wet out there, and it's cold, and you've got a long snapper and a holder who aren't normally in the game. Walker in motion. They'll run it behind Walker with Laja. He has some nice yardage to cross the 35-yard line, battles his way down to the 32, first down Loyola, 3:39 left.
Well, Loyola's getting some momentum here. Laja's going to come out of the ball game.
He either got cut over the eye or he's missing a contact, one of the two. So what that does is it puts John Saliba into the game for the first time that I can remember today.
Yeah, he has a contact issue there.
Clifford delivers to Sokola. Some nice blocking on the outside by Medina. Sokola will take it down to the 25-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and about 2.5.
Well designed, well executed play right there. And that's just like running a sweep outside. It used to be that 5-10 years ago, you just toss the ball and hope the tailback could get out on the edges. Now they just throw it out there.
Saliba stays in the game. And Saliba will get the call. He gets to the 25, and he's wrapped up immediately by Luis Vasquez.
Some big calls coming up here now. Now, granted, this is 2-down territory, so they've got 2 downs to pick up 4.
I don't know too many high school coaches that would let a field goal kicker try a 40 or a 42-yarder in a crosswind. When you can put it in the hands of your offense and try and get a first and keep burning up time off the clock. The clock is running, by the way, 2:18 remaining. So it would seem that they're in 2-down territory by letting the clock run. Saliba up the middle, and again, he just bounces off the defensive line for Providence. No gain on the play. They're actually going to give him about 6 inches on that carry. It's going to be 4th down, and we're going to call it 3 yards. Darrell Laja back in.
This could be a crazy play-action pass here. I mean, this is a situation where you're saying, well, obviously it's crucial with 1:39 left.
Will Loyola just let the clock run down and take a timeout and then go on 4th? Let's see. They empty out the backfield. They're trying to draw Providence off right now. 5 yards would be enough for a first down. And there's your timeout.
Now, in many cases, in situations like this, the defensive line coach will say he'll back off his defensive line further away from the line of scrimmage, so that even if they do jump, they don't jump into the neutral zone.
Our drive of the game. Well, there weren't many to pick from, to tell you the truth. And it's brought to you by Kingdom Chevrolet. It's the drive that Providence had that was the longest scoring drive of the game. And it got started because of that interception by Dan Miller. And then they went to an inside screen by Warfield to get close. And then from there, Hunneford is going to run it into the end zone. So not a very long drive, but it was a drive for a touchdown, and the only one of the game for Providence so far, and that is our drive of the game. And it is brought to you by our good friends at Kingdom Chevrolet. Boy, those new Camaros are neat. Just saying.
I like the convertible.
You are a ragtop man.
Well, it's a safe motorcycle. That's the way I look at it.
Me, I just can't take the sun, so I don't do the convertible. So here we go.
Sunglasses and hats.
It just makes no sense to wear a hat in a convertible. It defeats the whole purpose. 4th down and 3 from the 29-yard line to keep the drive alive for Loyola. Game tied at 7. Elijah back into the game. Roll out by Clifford. Providence has it defended well. 1st down Loyola. Biscaglia on the far side of the field. 1:16 remaining. Loyola keeps possession.
What an outstanding play by Clifford. And just a better play by Biscaglia, catching the ball and staying in bounds. But really good pressure on Clifford right here for a guy that didn't play in that first half. You can see here just a bootleg. They're trying to get him out on the edge so he'd have the option to run or throw. But he finds Biscaglia, comes back and does a nice job of picking up that 1st down.
Ball on the 14. It would be a 31-yard field goal attempt from here. Under a minute to go in the 4th quarter.
They got their goal line offense in the backfield.
They'll keep it on the ground. They go to nickel. He'll get just a few more yards, and he puts it in the middle of the field. The ball is on the 12. It's a 29-yard field goal from here, and the clock is rolling.
Again, they'll run that goal line offense, which is their bigger backs, trying to pound it right up the middle.
Biscaglia will go out to the right. Sokola will go with him. 24 seconds left. Nichols stays in the game at running back. Nickel gets the call. He'll take it down to the 6-yard line. 12 seconds left.
Now, do you run another play or you go for the field goal? He's going right down to the field goal because at this point it's somewhat of an extra point, except that wind.
The ball is on the 6, so it will be a 23-yard attempt for Mike Kurzadlowski. Mike Kurzadlowski has been kicking for a long time. He's finally in his senior year. He's been kicking since he was a sophomore on the varsity. I'll tell you a quick story about Mike Kurzadlowski. After the last game that you and I did, Jack, with Loyola, we mentioned the fact that his sister sang the anthem here last year prior to a game. His mom and dad sent me a nice note saying, "Thank you for remembering." And in my response to her, I explained one of the things we try to do to this game is chronicle achievements and chronicle when a kid has a chance to be a hero. Their son has that chance right now.
You're really putting the pressure on him now.
Well, it's just a chance to succeed. And Jack, I know that your time not only as a coach, your time as an educator, being an educator is all about setting up kids to succeed.
Well, certainly he can't succeed if he's not given the opportunity, and he's getting the opportunity right now.
And now Providence will call timeout. The holder is the punt returner for Loyola, and that's Aiden Walsh.
Well, this is not the game that we thought it would be. I mean, we thought it was going to be an outstanding football game, but I think we thought it might be higher scoring. But just old throwback Catholic League football.
A victory would really throw the Catholic League Blue Race into chaos because you'd have Providence and Loyola with 1 loss each. You'd have St. Rita undefeated in the league, but they still have 3 conference games to play. And then if this becomes the outcome, 10-7 Loyola, then Brother Rice is really in the driver's seat because they only have 1 league game left.
Wouldn't that be the surprises of surprises? They have Brother Rice ended up winning the conference. And of course, the way we saw him play, they certainly would deserve it.
From 23, kick is up. It is good.